Brazil, la 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 la, la 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 la, Brazil. Hello and welcome to Storytime at 9. As all of you know, I think most of you have been viewing our videos for the last many sessions, but I'm sure there might be some new people this time. Now, just to let you know, every Saturday we travel to a different country, and we travel to a different country with one of the finest storytellers from that country who tells us stories from his or her country and also introduces us to its culture and the country. Last Saturday we went to Mexico. They call it Mexico, and that's what we realized. And today we are in Brazil, the beautiful country of Brazil. That was a wonderful song. You know, all day long I have been singing in anticipation of this session, and that is why, you know, I've been singing this song. And you know, we do it every Saturday at 9 p.m. We go live on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on our channels. So those of you who are watching it, I hope you have liked to our channels or, you know, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and I hope you share the video as you're liking it. You know, if you're liking it, then please share it. But more than that, you know, I just want to let you know that, of course, every Saturday we do this at 9 p.m. Every Sunday, we also have Robbie Bar Goppo Bar, in which we tell stories in Odia. Okay, the finest storytellers from Orissa, they come and tell stories. Now, why Odia? Because this is the Bakul Library based in Bhubaneswar in Orissa. And of course, the English storytelling is for anyone, anywhere. Even the Odia storytelling is for anyone, anywhere. But obviously, those who can understand Odia. But then that also happens on Sundays at 9 p.m. But I want all of you to remember that next Saturday is special. Next Saturday is Diwali, right? And the evenings, we would all have our festivities, our, you know, special dinners. And so next Saturday is special. We are not going to do it at 9 p.m. We are going to do it at 4 p.m. Okay, please mark that. Next Saturday, it's Children's Day. Again, very special for us. Okay, but it is also Diwali. So we will not do it at 9 p.m. We will do it at 4 p.m. Okay, so please mark that. But then otherwise, tomorrow, Robbie Bar Goppo Bar will be at 9 p.m. The next weekend, the day after Diwali, Robbie Bar Goppo Bar again will be at 9 p.m. It's only on Deepavali, on Children's Day, 14 November, that Storytime at 9 will shift to 4 p.m. Okay? So please mark that in your calendars. And for those of you who do not know, every Tuesday at 7 p.m., we also have Bakul Talks, okay, in which we are talking about the Nobel Prize winners of 2020, of this year. You know, we all know about the significance of the Nobel Prize, which is the biggest award in the world for any kind of contribution, particularly which has impacted mankind. And this Tuesday, we are talking about the economics Nobel Prize. You know, when we buy stuff, we're always looking for deals, how to get the best deal, you know, how to buy things at the cheapest price, whether it is the mobile phone or any other thing. Similarly, when we want to sell, we try to sell at the highest price. Now, how do these function? What is the theory behind it? So the research that explains this and gives us new ideas about it is what got the Nobel Prize for Economics this year. And that is what we're going to learn about from a professor of IIM Ahmedabad this Tuesday. That is typically for older children, for high school children and college students and adults. But any of you are welcome to see. Now today, before we, you know, have a wonderful storyteller from Brazil, Cadu Cinelli, whom you'll see now, you know, today's session is very special personally for all of us at Bakul. I'll tell you why. Now, for those of you who already know and those of you who do not know, Bakul Foundation, our organization, you know, not just the library, you know, all of us volunteers, people who are volunteering here, this movement, it takes its name from a tree, the bakul tree. And today we are traveling to a country, probably the only country that is named after a tree. Yes, Brazil, the name comes from the pau-Brazil tree, okay, which the Portuguese found there in abundance. So we are very happy. And today I would also like to announce our campaign for Diwali, the gift plant campaign. And we can just see this here. Now, all of you, I'm sure, have heard that the risk of COVID increasing, there's this risk, and we are all worried that in winter, COVID might increase. Now, why would COVID increase in winter? One of the main reasons being that winter is always bad for respiratory diseases, and COVID is a respiratory disease. Our lungs are affected. And winters are bad for respiratory diseases, apart from other things, also because what happens in winter? The trees shed leaves. And we all know that trees absorb carbon dioxide and they let out oxygen. So when the trees have very few leaves in them, so the amount of carbon dioxide that they absorb and the oxygen that they let out obviously reduces. And that is a significant contributor to why winters are also bad for respiratory diseases. So this Diwali, in fact, any occasion when we gift people anything, I think the best thing we can do is gift a plant. I mean, imagine it's the only gift that grows. All your other gifts, whether it is chocolates, sweets, they all will be over. Or even if you give a bouquet, that's dead. Those are dead flowers. We can give a living gift, a plant, a gift that grows. For a festival, that glows. So we have a special package that, you can get gift plants. And, we had been promoting this idea. But then when we saw that people, do not have attractive gift plants to give, so we started creating a small enterprise of selling beautiful gift plants. So you can see some of the plants now. And in Diwali, we have a complimentary offer that for 300 rupees, along with a plant of your choice, you can get a complimentary Diwali hamper, which is like a basket with handmade diyas painted by our volunteers and handmade chocolates there. So next, let's look at the kind of plants that we have. So you can take flowering plants either in attractive white cane baskets or in white jute packaging like this, as you see. Next, you can have a medicinal plant or a tree growing plant, something that can be planted in the ground to become big, or even in pots like medicinal plants like tulsi, right? Or insulin here. Or you could also give indoor plants, like house plants, which can be put on the desk or inside the house. Even they, so doctors, there have been a lot of studies that say that, the more we have trees around us, these plants also act as air purifiers. The more we have plants, inside the room, outside the room, the healthier it is for us. And the less risk we run from respiratory diseases. See, tomorrow or next year, maybe, I hope, there's a vaccine and the incidence of COVID reduces. But then these pandemics are going to happen. These are going to be frequent. And they happen because of destruction of habitats. And as I said, people living in urban areas are more in danger than people living in rural areas. So it is all the more important for us to have trees around us. So if you want to gift a plant, you can contact us at 977 8686 786. The contact is given here, or at contactbakul@gmail.com. If you want to gift plants to anyone, of course, not only for Diwali, throughout the year, you can take plants from us. But during Diwali, there's a special Diwali offer where you get a complimentary hamper. But that's it for now. As I said, over to our storyteller, Cadu. Now let's welcome Cadu with a big round of applause.
Oh, hello.
Such
Hello, everyone.
a beautiful carpet behind Cadu, and we'll hear more about it. Over to you, Cadu. And let's enjoy the stories.
Oh, thank you, Sushi. Good evening for everyone. Good afternoon for those who are in Brazil. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a pleasure to be here to share some of our stories. I'm a Brazilian storyteller, as Suji said. I'm part of a group here in Brazil called Os Tapetes Contadores de Histórias, that in English means the carpet storytellers. That's why I have here a carpet made in Peru. But this one I'll tell later. It's a pleasure to be here to share some of stories that is part of this huge country and also part of this continent, South America. So I will start with a story as Suji told about Diwali festival and to give a gift. Was preparing about this section. And about that, I was thinking which story could be shared with you. And I remember one that I listened when I was a child, a long time ago. It's a story from the Tupi-Guarani people, the original people that were here in the South America, in this place that we call now Brazil. Some of them, there were a lot of nations, indigenous nations here before the Portuguese arrived. So this story, this folk story, is a legend, and I'll tell you now. There was a woman, she was called Mara. She was an indigenous woman, and she used to live with her family, her tribe, with her people. And she was a young woman, and she used to wish to have a baby, to be pregnant. But at that time, she wasn't in love for someone who could be her husband and who she could be married. But she didn't care so much about it. She just wished to be pregnant. And she used to lay down in her hammock and to see the moon. And while she was there laying down, just watching the moon, the white moon, she used to wish that to be pregnant one day. One night, she dreamed. In her dream, the moon arrived, and so close was the moon that she could feel in her dream that the moon could touch her, embrace her, smile to her. Then she woke up, and something was strange, but she didn't know what was strange. Time passed by, days, months, and one day she realized that she was pregnant. Yes, her belly was growing 9 months, 9 moons, and she had her babe after 9 months. And when the baby came to the world, was a beautiful girl, but so special that girl because was a baby with white skin like the moon, and was a smiling girl. Everybody was so happy with that girl that they called her Mani. Yes, we are going to call her Mani. Oh, Mani, you're so cute, so gorgeous. Everybody liked her, except Mara's father. He didn't like. He didn't know who was the father. No, 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 no. I don't like her, he said. So Mara could take care of her children, or with her child, with her baby, all the time, taking care of her and all the family except the father of her father. want to touch her and to take care of her. But everybody was so happy. So they didn't care of him. Oh, he is just about so boring to be so angry. He's such a smiling girl. But one day, this smiling girl, so happy, became sad and became ill. And she couldn't stand up. She was just laying down all the time. Everybody was trying to touch her, to take care of her, but no. Oh, nobody could heal her. Nobody. So, Money, the girl, died. Mara cried so much that she wanted to keep her baby near her, close to her. So she buried her baby in the oca. And the oca is the house. That is how in Tupi Guarani we say house, oca. In her house, inside of her, or inside of it, they buried Money there. And Mara, every morning, every afternoon, she cried so much that after some days, a plant grew. And after some months, the plant was so big, and everybody was there, close to the plant, close to Money. But one night, the father of Mara, he had a dream, and the moon, in the shape of a man, came to him and said a message. He woke up and he ran to the oca and ran to Mani, the plant, and said to Mara, we have to unearth this plant and see what is inside. And everybody unearthed and saw the roots of Mani, the root of that plant. And they opened it, the root, and it was white like Mani's skin. So after that moment, and that people, at the Tupi Guarani people, they started cooking this root, the manioca, the mandioca, and we can say in English yucca. I have here a mandioca, a yucca. As you can see, is white. I have peeled it because we cannot stay with the peel, no, with the cask. So the peel, sorry, the peel, and that's why it's inside is white as the Mani skin. And this root is so important to everybody in South America because many people eat this. We have to cook. We can make flour. We can make cakes. We can make desserts. We can make a lot of food just for our meals and make us strong. It's a sacred root. Some people, some indigenous people make rituals with the mandioca. So from that moment, with this legend, I open my storytelling section to remember how important it is to keep our traditions, how it's important to keep our environment, naturals, environmental, our forests, and to keep our wisdoms with the earth. This is the origin of mandioca that comes from the Tupi-Guarani people. I told you this a version that I listened from my friend Rosana Reategui, that's his partner from my group Tapetes Contadores de Histórias, and she collected from a lot of versions that we can find in some books in Brazil and Peru and in South America, and did this version for you. So, to go to the next story that is here behind me, I will sing a song for you. Okay? Let's see. Here. I will sing in Portuguese. Okay? It's about, it's a very, it's a childhood song. It's a song for children. We can do with our hands. I learned with Warley Goulart. Warley is my friend, is a partner for my group, Tapetes Contadores de Histórias. It's about a little house, and I will sing for you, and you can do with your hands, okay? Prepare yourself. Let's do together. We will start with our hand like that, just to make our house. And Tupi-Guarani, we say house oca, but oca just on the tribes. But our house is like that as well. All right, everybody's ready? Okay. Era uma casa tão pequenina, abra a janelinha, deixa o sol entrar. Perto da casa tem uma árvore. I think I might translate all the song just for you to visualize with me, all right? It's about a small house that we have to open the window to let the sun come in, and then the sun will help to grow the tree. The birds will come to play in the tree. Near there is a bridge. Under the bridge, cross a river. And then we can listen the storm coming with the thunder. And the storm, where the rain will fall. And then we close the window and we can rest in the house like that. So, it's okay? Let's listen to music in Portuguese now. And now you will understand everything in Portuguese. Era uma casa tão pequenina, abra a janelinha, deixa o sol entrar. Let the sun come in. Perto da casa tem uma árvore. There is a tree near the house, onde os passarinhos gostam de brincar. Where the birds like to play. Perto da árvore tem uma pedra. Near the tree there is a stone. Onde passa o rio. Perto do rio. Oh, I forgot. I started to translate. I will sing everything in Portuguese. It's better. Oh my God. Let's see. Again. Era uma casa tão pequenina. Abra a janelinha, deixa o sol entrar. Perto da casa tem uma árvore, onde os passarinhos gostam de voar. Perto da árvore tem uma pedra, e debaixo dela corre um rio assim. Tá trovejando, escurecendo. Fecha a janelinha, pois está chovendo. Oh, it's much better. All in Portuguese. Okay, did you learn? Let's do again. Era uma casa tão pequenina. Abra a janelinha, deixa o sol entrar. Perto da casa tem uma árvore, onde os passarinhos gostam de voar. Perto da árvore tem uma pedra, e debaixo dela corre um rio assim. Tá trovejando, escurecendo. Fecha a janelinha, pois está chovendo. That's it. This is a folk song that I learned with my friend Warley, and this is an invitation to go to this story that's behind me. Well, here we are. This story is a story that happens in a very important place to Brazil, the Amazon forest, the Amazon jungle. The story begins in the source of the Amazon forest, in the source of the Amazon River. I will show you. Just close near here. I will take my camera so close, it's just for you to see the source of the Amazon River. People say that here, in the source of the Amazon River, every morning, the sun rises. Every morning, all the catfish come to the near root of a big tree that is under the water, because an old catfish, this old catfish, always tell a story. I went to the sea and I came back. Yes, I watched the sea. I had a big adventure. Oh, and he tells a lot about the waves, about the salty water of the sea. He tells about the dangers, the challenges to arrive there. Well, every catfish, everyone, just listen carefully. The grandfather, the grandpa, but a little catfish. The little catfish always listen his grandpa. And one day he arrived so close, he approached his grandpa and says, Grandpa, Grandpa, I want to go to the sea. I want to see the water of the sea. I want, Grandpa, I want. And the grandpa says, okay, you can go, little catfish, you can go. But don't forget to come back to tell your story. Don't forget that. Yes, okay, Grandpa, okay, I'll do it. And he says goodbye to everyone. He said goodbye to the source of the Amazon River and he started his big journey. When he left the source of the Amazon River, he found a lot of colored fishes that he have never seen before. He was so amazed with all of that colors, of those fishes. He was so amazed that when he saw, some food there just in the water, he bite, but he didn't realize that was a fisher's hook. Yes, it was a hook from the fisherman. Well, he tried not to be so injured. He left that food to catch all the fishes there. So he said, oh, I have to be careful. I had to be careful with the fishman. I have to be careful with the fishman. He swam more and more and found some trees, and there were some birds singing beautiful songs, but some warning songs, warning that the forest war the forest was burning. Yes, take care, my friend, take care. The bird said to little catfish. Well, he crossed the bridge. And under the bridge there was a boy, and the boy was tickling all the fishes, and it wasn't different with little catfish. The boy tickled him. Oh, no, 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 don't do it. Don't do it. I can't. And he started laughing. No, 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 please. Please, why? Please, let me go. Please let me go. Let me go. I need to go to the sea. And the boy let him go, and he ate some seaweeds. The little catfish ate some cockroach. Then he found some fish, that spoke, and the little catfish didn't understand. Did you? Neither do I. Oh, I can't understand you, said little catfish. I can't understand you. But it's okay. I have to go to the sea. I have to go to the sea. And he traveled. The time passed by and passed by that the little catfish didn't realize that the moon and the sun change places all the time in the sky. The moon changed a lot her shape. Yes, the time was running, and the little catfish found the place where the rivers was the meeting point of the rivers, the river of Rio Negro and Rio Solimões. That place, you can see the different colors of the river. Yes, I arrived at sea. I'm the right way. I'm the right way. And he saw a big golden statue. His grandpa said, that's the right way. When he saw the golden statue, you were in the right way. But he was so amazed with the golden statue that he didn't see that behind him appeared a woman that used to eat raw fish, and she loved to eat raw fish. When she saw the little catfish, she catched him. No, 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 no. And they fought. Oh, no, 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 no. And the little catfish, he slapped his tail and her face. And she drowned on the river. He escaped and saw a big fish with big teeth. No, 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 no. But he couldn't escape from the thrills. No. And the swirls were so strong. That with that strength, the little catfish, he just was sent so far and with such a strength that he hit his head in a stone. And there he stayed. Did my story end here? Should I finish here? In this way? No, I can't finish my story in this way. Little catfish woke up confused because the waterways took him to a place, and little catfish felt the water was salty. Oh, what happens? What happens? And little catfish saw the waves. And there he realized, I arrived in the sea. I arrived in the sea. I'm in the sea. I arrived in the sea. Oh, I arrived. And he was so happy. He was so happy there that he played with the sea friends, with all the sea being there. Oh, yes. Well, he stayed there for a long time. But one day, he remembered something. Do you remember? Yes, it's what his grandpa said. To come back to tell his story. So he said farewell, said goodbye to everyone there. Taste for the last time the salt water of the sea. And now he knows. He knows the challenge and the dangers. He knows how to swim with the swirls. He knows how to take care with the big fish, with the big mouth, the big teeth. But he didn't remember how to fight with the woman that wants to eat raw fish. No, 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 no. He remembered, and then he slapped with his tail in her face, and she drowned once more. Then he traveled, and when he found those fishes, he said, and the fish said, oh, and he replied, I will translate now, and I won't be confused. He said, I went to the sea, I want to come back home. And they said, okay, good journey, thank you. Yes, it's fish language. I have to learn as well, and little catfish too. And when he crossed the bridge, there was a boy there. But this boy was different, but not so different because he tickled him as well. No, 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 please, please, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. He left. Oh no, he left so much. But he claimed, please, I want to go back home. I want to go back home. And the boy left him. And there he could listen all the birds singing beautiful songs, beautiful warnings and sad stories as well. But with that songs, little catfish arrived to the source of the Amazon River. When he arrived there, he looked at everybody, but nobody was there. He looked forward for his grandpa. Grandpa, are you there? Grandpa? Grandpa? Nobody answered. There isn't anyone. Nobody. There wasn't anyone. No, nobody. Nobody was there. And chains were different. So he swam near a stone that was like a mirror. And there he saw himself. And there he saw that time pass to him as well. He was like his grandpa. And like his grandpa, he sat down on the root, and there he starts telling a story. I went to the sea, and all the young catfish arrived and listened to him. And the young catfish, close to him, said, Little catfish, Grandpa, Grandpa, I want to go to the sea. And the little catfish said, Okay, okay, my grandson, you can go, but don't forget to come back to tell your story. This is the little catfish, and in Portuguese we said O Bagricico is a Peruvian story that is an Amazonic story that happens in the forest and was written by Francisco Izquierdo Rios. In this panel, this carpet was made in Peru by Norris Vasquez, that is a big artist there, with my friend Rosana Reategui and their project called Manos que Cuentan. Is a very beautiful carpet, all handmade, and I was excited, anxious to share with you these stories. So I want to show something about my country. I think it's time, okay, to show the slideshow. Oh, Sushi, yeah, you had.
Yeah, thank you so much, Cadu. The stories are beautiful. Now, didn't you all love them? And you know what I really like, and I was seeing some of the comments that many of you have been writing. You know, when we have this session of taking you to different countries each Saturday, what I personally love is different traditions of storytelling as well. I love the idea of the storytelling carpets and the way you use the carpets.
Oh, thank you.
Similarly, and which is very different. I mean, we haven't, it's already been 3 months and about 20 countries that we have visited, 15 to 20 countries, but this is completely unique and it's so beautiful and rich. And similarly, I was remembering our storyteller from Paraguay who brought out stories from the jars, a
Oh,
little bit of magic. Yeah. So, so that is the beauty of, traveling to different cultures and seeing different kinds of stories. So, by the way, I hope all of you realize that most of South America is and Latin America. Latin America, of course, which he will talk about from Mexico downwards. But then most of them speak Spanish. But in Brazil,
it's
they speak
Portuguese.
Portuguese. So he was.
Yeah.
So how do we say good evening in Portuguese?
Por-
Boa
in
noite.
Port- Boa
Boa
noite.
noite. And
Yes.
you also learned how to say good evening in Hindi, right?
Oh no, I can't remember. I think
Not India.
Sushi is a real challenge to tell a story in another language, and
I know.
sometimes I was trying to translate myself in English to Portuguese. Oh, my brain was like crashed. But then
Obviously, Cadu would typically be telling stories in Portuguese, not in English. Most of
no,
the time.
most
But
of the
in
time
of course, in international festivals in English.
in English, in Spanish, in French, sometimes, yes, I'm used to telling another language. So, but the dangers is always that dangerous to make translation at the same time.
Right.
So I won't say good evening in your language because I think it would be completely messy.
It's okay. So we'll now hear from
Sorry.
Cadu about his country. He will introduce us to Brazil and its beautiful and rich culture. But remember that you can ask questions to Cadu after that. We'll have a question and answer session after that. And before we end, but once again, just reminding you, if you're seeing this, you love the stories that Cadu told, you love the way he told the stories, then please like, subscribe to the channel, and please share the video. As you're seeing it on Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, please share it so that your friends also get the enjoy the story. And remember, in case you don't stay till the end, next Saturday is Deepavali. We are not doing it at 9 p.m. We will be doing it at 4 p.m. Indian time. Not Brazilian time, but
No,
yeah,
no, no,
5 hours
no.
earlier. 5 hours earlier. So Cadu, let's hear about Brazil now.
Yes, let's see the slideshow. Yes, be nice. Um, well, I would like to introduce you. Yes, now you're going to see some pictures just to understand where we are. Well, you can see here the map of the world, and we can see India, we can see Brazil, but I think we need to be close to Brazil. So the next slide. Wow, we are in America, or the whole America, the North America, the Central America, and South America. But I think we need to be closer. So next slide. Well, we have a Latin America. All countries, the majority of them speak Portuguese, or speak Spanish, and Brazil speak Portuguese. The majority speak Spanish, and in Brazil, Portuguese. And that's why we are called Latin America. But we need to go closer and go to South America. And here we can see Brazil, Peru, Colombia, Paraguay, and Chile, Argentina, Bolivia. We are all together here in South America, in this part of the world, of the planet. But I think we need to be closer. The next slide. And now we have Brazil. We have a big country. Is like India is big as well, but here we have so many differences and such a diversity of people, of culture. Is a really challenge to tell something about my country, because there are such a diversity, such a variety of things to tell, that I try to start about where I was born. So the next, I was born in Rio de Janeiro, that is in the southeast of Brazil. And the southeast is Rio de Janeiro. It's a very famous city, a very famous the capital of Rio de Janeiro is a city that is famous around the world. There are a lot of songs about it. But from when I was young, 19 years old, 18, I started traveling and telling stories, performing as an actor around the country, around the world as well. So Rio is my home, like the place where I'm come from. But I love a lot in many places. So nowadays I'm living in this one, Curitiba, that is the southern part of Brazil. It's very in the south. It's a cold place sometimes, very cold, can even snow. Yes, can you imagine this in Brazil? The next slide, please. But I showed you a way to divide Brazil, but before the Portuguese arrived here, the Europeans arrived here, there were also there were a lot of people here, and these are the indigenous nations in Brazil. They were marked here by their language, their culture. So they were here long time ago. We are in their country as well. So Brazil can be divided like this. I want to always remember that we are so with a great diversity and a great culture, but a lot of differences. In this, it's good to remember us that people were here before the European arrived. Well, let's see the next slide. Yes, just remember some indigenous people. That is good to remember. Well, in Rio de Janeiro, I want to show you some of my landscapes from the place where I come from, where the place I was born. This is a very typical uh, picture from Rio with the sugar loaf, with the bay. But another one, this is the place, my neighborhood where I was born, Tijuca. There is a mountain there, and where I was born in Tijuca, there is the stadium of Maracanã. But I'm sorry, but I don't like so much football. I'm not a soccer player, but I was born near the Maracanã. It's something interesting to say and funny. The next slide, please. Well, now I'm going to talk about Curitiba, the place I'm living now. The next slide, please. Yes, it's a big city with a lot of people, with a lot of parks. It's a very beautiful place to live in instead of cold times. Well, we're talking about trees before the start the storytelling section. Suji talked. We have here the first one that appeared was the pau Brazil, and this one with this yellow leaves is the Ipe amarelo. It's a typical Brazilian tree. I really like when blooms. Usually blooms in the August and September. So it's beautiful. The city become yellow. It's really beautiful when we have the bloom of the Ipe amarelo. Next slide. And this one is Araucaria. It's a beautiful tree that we have here in Paraná. The state of Curitiba is such I call the Araucaria, this tree, as the queen, because has this kind of crown. It's beautiful, it's big, it's strong. It's the next one. It's awesome. The next slide, sorry. Well, this landscape is from the Cerrado, and now it's the Caatinga. It's a dry landscape that we have here in Brazil. The next one. This is the Chapada Diamantina, that is in the northeast of Brazil. It's a different landscape that we have here. It's a beautiful place to visit. This is the Amazon River from Little Catfish Story. The next one. This is in the Amazon River, Alter do Chão. It's a beautiful place. It's we say that it's the Caribbean Amazon. Well, we have here the waterfalls from the Iguaçu. It's a huge place, and the San Francisco River. As you can see, a lot of different landscapes. The next one. This is the Pantanal. The Pantanal is a place very important to us. Next one. Let's see. And the beaches, beautiful and different ones. We have here from the northeast, the southeast, and the south part of Brazil with different beaches. As they are so beautiful. Well, we have the Araucaria fruit, and we have inside a nut called pinhão, and we can eat this. It's delicious. It's not time of pinhão, and we have for some different fruits, bananas, passion fruit. Next one. And here we have the mandioca, yucca, now with the peel and inside the plant, the root inside the earth. Next one. Well, food that is very common in Brazil, rice and beans, black beans with white rice. Everybody eats rice with black beans and flour. And this one I love, acarajé and vatapá. Is very typical. It's Afro-descendant, Afro-Brazilian food. Next one. And this one is very popular. It's feijoada. Feijoada is beans with some meat, with pork meat, and we can eat with rice and with orange. I'm vegan person, so I don't eat with pork. I just eat with some vegetables. It is delicious as well. The next one. Well, the sweeties, as we will have the Deepavali, you are going to have Deepavali festival fest with sweeties. We don't have Deepavali fest, but we have a lot of festivals here, and sweeties can be part of our parties, of our anniversaries. So we have some of our sweeties that I like: brigadeiro, cocada. Oh yes, football. We are known by the football. We have here the Maracanã Stadium. An old soccer player, Socrates. Yes, he has the Greek philosopher name. And the female team, that is very important to tell that we have a big and famous female team, the soccer football players, and they are amazing. These girls, these women, they are winners around the world, and we have to recognize them. They're really, really big. Yes, the next slide. Well, we are known by samba, and it's a very old festival that we have here. And I took some pictures from old festivals, people singing, people playing. Next one. Next slide. And the carnival have different shapes, different ways to being celebrated. So we have in the northeast the frevo with the big dolls. We have here the parade and Sambódromo in Rio de Janeiro. In different places of Brazil, we celebrate in different ways, and with different dance, with different songs, with different kinds of songs and styles. We have here a parade in Rio, where I was born. It's big here. The parade can be very, very big and very beautiful. No, it's amazing. I went once to see. The next slide. I think it's the end. I think we can see the one video. I don't know about the time now. What do you think, Sushi, to watch the video? Maybe. Let's see.
We can watch one video. Yeah.
Yes, one video. Yes, just to listen someone singing a Brazilian song and people having fun.
Let's have the video then. The first video.
Okay. Yes. Let's see who is going to appear. Oh yes, it's a famous singer, Teresa Cristina, and she's going to sing here samba that I like a lot. I would like to share with you.
Em todo samba que faço, tem espaço eu ponho mar. Em todo samba que faço, tem espaço eu ponho mar. Mãe Oxum, me dá licença que eu gosto de navegar. Em todo samba que faço, tem espaço, eu ponho mar. Marinheiro, 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 só vai se perder no mar. Marinheiro, 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 só vai se perder no mar. Tu te lembras da partida, acenaste um pano branco, mãos ao ar, fala contida, choro preso em acalanto, desce as costas da areia, não voltaste nunca mais.
Yes, it's beautiful just to have a taste of samba. This style, this music style is from a kind of heritage that from the Africans that were taken to Brazil as slaves, and they brought a lot heritage, cultural heritage, and this meeting with the African culture made us in a lot of what we have here is by this meeting with the African, indigenous, and Europeans. We have these meetings that made us.
Yeah. Okay, so we will have the question and answer session now, but just before the question and answer, so I think we've already gone past 1 hour, so maybe 10-15 minutes we'll try and finish the questions that you have asked to Cadu. But just before that, let me make the final announcements. Please remember that next Saturday is the Deepavali, and so the story time will happen at 4 p.m. Now the question is, now Deepavali is special to us, it is Children's Day. So, and you know, Deepavali we celebrate because it is the return of Lord Rama to Ayodhya, and the people of Ayodhya light lamps to welcome Lord Ram and Lakshman and Sita, and that is why we celebrate Diwali. Now Diwali is celebrated not just in India, but in this country that we are traveling to. In fact, Diwali is very special there, and what you see there is an image of the Ramayana being performed in that country. Now you have to guess which country we are traveling to. I'll give you another clue. Our state of Odisha has a very strong cultural relation with this country. So this is the country, you know, so because it is Ramayana, last Saturday we went to Mexico to be a part of the Day of the Dead festival. So next Saturday we'll travel to this country to be a part of their Diwali celebrations and to listen to their version of Ramayana. But at 4 p.m. next Saturday. But before that, we have Rabibar Gopabar in Odia tomorrow at 9 p.m. on the same channels, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. And Bakul Talks on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. though. So now back to the questions. There's Priyanka asking, what is the time now in Brazil?
Oh, it's 1 p.m., 1:30 p.m.
When we started at 9 p.m., it was 12:30 p.m. already.
Yes, yes. It's beginning of the afternoon.
Yeah. So
it's lunchtime.
So after this you're going to have lunch.
Yes, it's lunchtime.
So Cadu, what is there for lunch today? What are you eating for lunch today?
Oh, today I will eat rice with vegetables. Yes, I will eat rice with vegetables.
Not beans?
Without beans, without beans. No, today I won't have, unfortunately. I love beans.
So is it kind of mixed vegetables?
Yes, we'll have carrots, broccoli, and what else? Onions. These kind of vegetables. Yes, just a mix of vegetables with rice. I really like when I do this.
So in fact, Om Prakash and Shreyans had asked, what is your favorite Brazilian food?
My favorite Brazilian food? Oh, I think acarajé is one of my favorites. Yes, acarajé is a kind of a small ball fried, made of beans, white beans that is mashed and make like a ball, and we can fry. It comes from the West Africa. They eat there as well, kind of abara, is akara, as they said there. And here we call acarajé. But we put some things, some stuff to eat with, tomatoes and pumpkins, cream. It's delicious. It's really delicious.
So that is your favorite Brazilian food?
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. One of my favorites.
But which is the most famous? I think Smita is asking, what is the most famous dish of Brazil? So that is your favorite, but is that the most famous, or it is rice and black beans, which is the most famous, or
Yes,
anything else?
I think feijoada is the one was the most famous. Feijoada, when we do the black beans with some meat, or if you are vegetarian, you can do with vegetables. It can be spicy with some chili, with rice, with some leaves. Orange is important to eat with orange because is this kind of popular wisdom, because it's a very good mix, rice, bean, and green leaves with orange makes you more healthy.
Okay. So Om Prakash was asking, what are the other games played in Brazil other than football? We know that football is like religion in Brazil, like cricket is in India. But other than football, what do people play?
Well, yes, football is really famous. A lot of people love a lot. Other football, we have volleyball. People really like to play volleyball. Handball as well. I don't know. I'm not this kind of person that play a lot of sports. Cycling, I think. Yeah, I think. But football, volleyball is very important. People love to play volleyball. Yeah.
So now Amaya wanted to know, why is Brazil so famous for the carnivals, and where does the most famous carnival happen?
Well, why we are so famous about it? Because it's a big festival that sometimes in some places took a month. The whole month there are a lot of parties, and in some places just a week. Actually, it's a week only. But some places are so happy to celebrate that they spend the whole month celebrating. It's famous because I think as a kind of expression that can be democratic. People can have fun in a very simple way. They can have fantasy. They dress in different way. They can dress fantasies. I think it's a very beautiful party. I really like carnival.
It's so beautiful to look at. Spectacular.
Even you can look at, but you can have fun because you can dress in different ways. And you can dance, you can sing, we can have fun together. I think that's why it's so famous. And nowadays, the famous places are lots of famous places, like in Bahia, like in Recife, in Olinda, in Salvador, in Rio de Janeiro. There are lots of places. With São Paulo, they have a beautiful carnival. So you can find, even in the countryside, they have beautiful and huge carnival. It's beautiful.
Have you been to India?
No, not yet. I have a plan to go to India. One day I would like to go.
So I don't think you'll be able to answer because Sabita was asking if you find any similarities between Brazil and India.
I find.
They are very warm people.
Yeah, I think that is where we are warm people as well. It's a big country as well. We have big countries with a lot of diversity. I think that's the smiling. I think we are smiling people as well. Yeah. Affective people.
I add to that, Cadu talked about the indigenous people, like the tribes. So it's a huge country, and they have a multiple tribes, multiple cultures inside Brazil. Many different kinds of peoples, right? Which is similar to India. And what he talked about is the Portuguese is the main language, but there would be many of the tribes would be speaking their own language, right?
Yes, it's these tribes. They are in their territories. They try. It's like they are trying to keep their traditions, but it's something that we have to make a strength to help them to keep the traditions, their culture, their language. But we have more. It's not something that people in the city don't speak. We just speak Portuguese in the cities. I don't speak, for example, I don't know Tupi-Guarani. I would like to know, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. So it's something that's only in these populations. They have their own traditions. Sometimes they are close to the cities. Sometimes they are far from the cities.
Mm-hmm. So Koraki is asking, what is the carpet made of? What are the materials?
Okay, cloth, cloth and thread is embroidered and handmade, all handmade. So it's only cloth and threads.
So it is like applique?
Yes, it's kind of applique. In Peru, they say arpilleria is the movement of this expression. This cultural expression is called arpilleria. It's an expression that was born in the 70s of the last century. It was a way that some women they were together just to try to speak under the dictatorship in Chile, in Peru. This was a way they broke the silence. It's a way to speak, to manifest themselves. So they made this, and this expression after the dictatorships end in Chile and Peru, and even in the other places, the movement they keep the movement during the arpillera. That's it. Okay. It's beautiful to see how cloth, how some carpets can speak by their own selves.
Of course, beautiful, really beautiful. I just want to tell all of you that I'm sorry. Many of the questions, many of you have asked the same question. It has not been possible for me to take all your names while asking the question, and it is also not possible for me to take all the questions also. I'm sorry about that. And some of the questions have already been answered that I see you still asking, like about food and all. So I won't ask that, but just a couple of questions I think we will ask. Pratibha was asking about the capital of Brazil. I think we probably...
Good to remember. Yes, the capital of Brazil is Brasilia. Is in the middle of the country. It's a new city. It's a 60 Yes, it's a 60 years old city. It's not so old. It was completely made. It's completely planned city. It's beautiful. It's like a modern city. It's interesting to visit. If you can Google it, just write Brasilia, the capital. You can see images from there. Oscar Niemeyer was one of the architecture that made the planet.
So, but your city, Rio de Janeiro, the city that you grew up in, it translates
Yes.
as the River of January, right?
Yes, River of January. Yes.
What's the story behind that? Why is it called the River of January?
Well, people say that is because when the Portuguese arrived, they arrived in January, something like that. When they arrived, there is a bay, and they thought that the bay was a river, but it wasn't a river; it was a bay. That's the River of January. They say that like that.
I see. So there have two questions. Sunil is asking, and Swagatika had asked earlier there about the COVID situation in Brazil. So we
The
had
COVID.
reading news that COVID was, Brazil was very badly affected. Like India also became very badly affected. So
yes, we are.
why was Brazil so badly affected, and how is the situation right now?
Well, I think we are in a bad situation because we have these people that denied that what we are the situation that we are living. So COVID is a challenge for us because it's dangerous. Is something that needs a lot of take care of ourselves, and we need governmental politics that could help people to be in the safe. So why we are in the bad situation is because of that. I think there were a lot of negligence. I don't know in English how to say that, but people denied people in the government denying what we are passing through. It's a shame. It's something sad for me because a lot of people died because of COVID and people that sometimes they were in poverty. They need to work in bad situations, that they could not be in safe situations, that's why I think we are in a bad situation. And also we have the president that is not that denied the importance of what is happening. If we didn't have this kind of situation with this kind of people, leaderships that are denying, I think we could be in a better situation. It's a shame for us.
So I think someone had asked this question about who is the president of Brazil. So that's
how to say tell. Right? All right. How to tell hi and bye in Brazil language? Okay. Hi, we can say oi. Oi, olá.
Oi,
oi. Oi. And bye, we can say ciao. Adeus. Ciao. Yes, like in Italian. We can say ciao, and we can say adeus.
Adeus. And good night, you say boa noite again, right?
Yes, boa noite. Yes, boa noite.
Okay.
Yes.
Wonderful. So some of you, I see Saswati asking, please ask my question, but your question, I think, has already been asked about, so we will have to stop here. We will not, I'm really sorry, we will not be able to take more questions right now, but I hope all of you enjoyed this session. I enjoyed it. Cadu, I hope you had a great time. You want to say something to the viewers before we end?
Yeah, of course. I would like to thank you the invitation. I would like to thank all the people that was watching us. You are amazing. I would like to invite you to visit our website. My group website is tapetescontadores.com. Can you? Yes, this one that is written here. We can visit us in our places in Instagram and Facebook, and we are there in YouTube as well. And it's a way to keep in touch with you. It was a pleasure to share my stories, and some of my culture was really, really, really a pleasure. Thank you so much.
And those of you who would want to, get in touch, please fill up the feedback form in the description that is given there. So please do that, and we will share it with Cadu if you want to. And in the description, you'll also have that link that Cadu talked about, where you can visit them and know more about their stories. This that you have, this will be there in the description also of the video on Facebook and YouTube. So you can go to that.
Yeah.
So thank you very much. And
thank you.
Boa noite to all of you.
Boa noite.
Good night. See you tomorrow. Those of you who would like to come back for the storytelling in Odia at 9 p.m. Indian time on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And then back on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Next Saturday, 4 p.m. So thank you very much. Bye.
Yes. Bye, bye, bye. Boa noite. Bye.